This is Storytelling with Puppets, and the story this time is called The Runaway Bunny. It's adapted from the book by Margaret Wise Brown. To tell this one with puppets, you need a couple of rabbit puppets, just one to be the little boy puppet, the little boy rabbit, and the other one to be the mother. They don't have to match or be appropriate sizes or anything, just two rabbits will get you there. You also can use different props with this story. There's a variety of ones you could use, and it's kind of a flexible story. You can use more or less props depending on what props you have that fit the story, but also depending on how you want to tell the story. And I'll use some examples here and give some ideas of what else you might do. So here's the story of the Runaway Bunny. Once there was a little bunny who wanted to run away. But his mother said, "If you run away, I will run after you, because I am your mother." "Well, if you run after me," said the little boy bunny, I will become a fish in a trout stream, and I will swim away." If you become a fish in a trout stream, then I will be a fisherman, and I will catch you. "Well, if you become a fisherman, then I will be a rock high above you." "Well, if you are a rock high above me, I will be a mountain climber, and I will climb up to where you are." "Well, if you become a mountain climber," and we'll take a quick break there, tell you a couple things about that. So the pattern of the story is pretty clear. The bunny pretends to be something and goes away, and then the mother pretends to be something else that brings the two back together. So the use of props can vary. So when Bunny is a fish, I have a puppet fish, I have him hold on to the fish and swim away. And that's pretty simple and easy. Then when Mother is the fisherman, she grabs a net and captures them. You can even use a different prop. I've sometimes used a little pretend carrot on a pipe cleaner to be a fishing rod and bait. But either one works. But then in the second section, when the bunny is just a rock, I just have him go up here and be still. And the mountain climber mother just climbs up the mountain. And either way works. And you could do other things too. You could have the bunny, little bunny grab a rock and actually be holding a rock, or something that looks like a rock. You could give the mother a cane, a walking stick, to be a climber if you want to. So it really depends on what you want to do, sometimes what's easiest to handle, what's easiest to manage, or like I said before, what you happen to have around. But it's the kind of a story that really relies on the imagination of the audience and the listener, and so you don't have to literally replicate every single prop. Another thing I like to do with that pattern, when little bunny is going away in whatever way, there's some motion and bunny is moving and talking. When it's going to switch back over to the mother, I like to have the little bunny sort of freeze, and then the mother talks. Then I'll swim away from you, and then freezes, and then if you are a fish, I will be, and so on. So you don't want bunny to still be moving around a lot while mother is talking. You kind of want the audience's attention to really go naturally from one to the other, and sometimes the way they move, one at a time instead of both at the same time, really helps kind of coordinate that. So to continue, let's see. If you are a mountain climber, then I will be a flower in a hidden garden. Well, if you are a flower in a hidden garden, then I will be a gardener, and I will find you. Well, if you were a gardener, oh, another quick break. So something about that. So when the mother's a gardener, I don't really have any props at all. I've tried it with her holding a little gardening can, and it's just a little bit awkward. She doesn't really need to do that. Instead, I like to place the emphasis on she's in the garden and then she finds it. And it still brings it together pretty well. The other thing is, each time she does find him, I like to get rid of the prop, if there is one, and then get them both together in the same spot. So next to each other, kind of looking at each other, looking at the audience. So there's that repeated pattern of whatever happens in between, each one ends with a little moment where they're together, and then they separate again. So that kind of frames it really nicely visually for the audience. If you become a gardener, said the little bunny, then I will be a bird, and I will fly through the sky. Well, if you are a bird, then I will be the tree that you fly home to. And there's another example. The mother could be holding a stick or a branch or something that looks like a tree, but she could also just be still. And again, the emphasis is not on what she looks like, but on the fact that she's there and that the bunny returns to her as a bird. There's also a chance for variation with Bunny. Little Bunny, he can be a bird, sort of flying on a bird, but you could also just have him sort of flapping wings and flying around. I think that actually is a little bit more fun. I like to do that a little bit better, but the bird works too, either way. If you are a tree, then I will be a boat, and I will sail away. If you are a boat, then I will be the wind, and I will blow you where I want you to go. And the language of this story is so good, the words that she chooses. It's actually a sailboat in the book. I don't have a sailboat, so I change it to boat. The book introduces the word crocus, which is new to a lot of kids, and I like that about the book. I don't have a flower that looks like a crocus, but this one works fine, so I just change it to flower. They can get the rich vocabulary when they read the book afterwards. If you are the wind, then I will join the circus, and I will fly across the air in a trapeze. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. If you fly across the air in a trapeze, then I will be a tightrope walker, and I will walk across the air to where you are. Well, if you become a tightrope walker, then I will be a little boy, and I will run away into a house. If you are a little boy and run away into a house, then I will be a mother, and I will pick you up and hug you. "Aw, shucks," said the little bunny. In that case, I might as well stay right here and be your little bunny." And he did. And his mother said, "Have a carrot." So that's how the story ends. And that is the story of the Runaway Bunny, and it's one way that you can tell it with puppets.